My name is Aquila. I'm 27 years old. I am the food truck manager as well as the general manager for Jamaica Me Hungry food truck and catering company, and my salary varies. So, my relationship to money, I was not born with any money, pretty much. My family was pretty much just scraping to get by as a child. That's how I remember. And I remember just seeing my mother struggle with money so badly. And like once she got a paycheck, it was like the paycheck was gone, and she's just like wondering what to do next. And for me, watching that as a kid, it hurt me because I was my mom and I saw that she was struggling with it, and I was just like so frustrated because once I actually looked at like how much she was making, and in my head, well, I was a kid, so everything seemed like a lot of money to me, but it just seemed like so much money to just disappear. And I pretty much just made a vow to myself when I was younger that I was never gonna allow myself to live paycheck to paycheck, because just watching her, that anxiety, it just, and just like it seemed so helpless. And I never liked that. I didn't appreciate it, and I didn't want it for myself. When I got my first job at 15 or 16, I made sure I didn't do that. My first paycheck was $346. And I made sure I saved a portion of that before I spent. So I've kept that to myself, and I'm very proud of that. So I've never spent a check down to zero. I feel like a lot of things that we spend our money on aren't necessarily necessities. And maybe too because I was born, or I was raised in a family where I didn't really have so much. I never looked at it as fair to pressure my mother to get me certain things, or to pressure anyone to get me certain things. So I'm kind of used to just living within my means or below my means, and not really pushing to do other stuff. It doesn't necessarily bother me to do that at all. So I try to just keep priorities. I love to eat, so I'm never gonna deny myself food. If I'm hungry, there's no amount of wanting to save that I'm gonna say I'm not gonna go buy something to eat. Other things, like I can choose where I want to go eat. I can sit down and I can treat myself to a nice dinner for like $80 or something, or I can go grab something that is just as good, but I don't have to worry about paying tip. I don't have to worry about doing all of this other stuff, or I can go cook myself a meal. So it's just kind of like making sacrifices. If I want to hang out with my friends, I don't necessarily have to go out to the movies or go out to do all of this stuff. I'm blessed to have great friends where we can enjoy like things that don't really cost that much money or don't cost any money at all. I do have a budget for myself, and I have to admit, not all the time does that budget work properly. Like, for example, I just spent way more money than I ever planned on spending the last month, because I renovated my apartment, doing the kitchen and the bathroom over and the floors in the living room. So that wasn't necessarily something I planned for. So it wasn't necessarily something I had fun doing, but I enjoy it now. I love it. It's beautiful. But so things go off. It's not always perfect, but I definitely make my priorities my priorities. My rent, I'm very lucky that I get to rent my dad's property, so the rent is about $1,000 a month. Gas and electric is about $30 a month. I don't pay for cable, and I use my dad's Wi-Fi, so I don't have to pay for internet either. And that's simply because I don't watch TV very much, and I don't have the time for it, even if I did want to. And my phone is only $30 a month. Probably one of my biggest expenses, aside from rent, is my car. So with the payment of the car payment, the insurance and gas, that runs me about $325 a month. For my student loans, I just try to put down as much as I can to help pay it off. So I pay between about $100 to $300 or even more per month. I eat a lot of food at work, so it keeps my food costs down to about $200 a month. And I also eat food for my dad, which is helpful. And then I spend about $200 a month on my grandmother to help her, just to help her out with some of her expenses. And then restaurants and entertainment, I try not to do that as much. It kind of adds just more extra to to my food costs. So at restaurants, probably about $100 a month. For my savings, I try to save about $300 per check, just to keep on top of my goals, but that can vary a little bit. So I don't save from the bottom. I don't just spend and then save. I like to save first and then spend, because I just look at myself and my finances as another bill that I have to pay, but it's my top priority bill because there's no creditor that's gonna come and knock on my door and bother me like my own head. I don't mind making the sacrifices of like not going out as much or not spending so much money on entertainment because I have a long-term plan and a long-term goal. So I see that switching. So I see a lot of my friends, or people that I know just in life in general, just like kind of doing what I think is just backwards or the opposite way. They're spending all their money now and having fun now because they're young. Me, I'm young and I have the energy to work. So I just want to work and make my money. And then when I don't have as much energy or when I don't feel like it anymore, then I want to enjoy. So my financial goals are ultimately to just be able to build wealth for myself and for my family. And my family, I mean like the people that are coming after me. That's really what it's all about because I wasn't given anything. And I want to be able to provide. I don't want to give anybody anything either. I think there's much to be said in working for whatever it is that you want out of life. But I want to be able to provide opportunities to other people. So I've had great opportunities and great mentors in my life. My two biggest mentors have been Tony Elka with Future Chefs and Ernie that I work with every day. I am very thankful for the mentors that I had in my life and I have in my life. And I want to be able to be that for somebody.